Another border that you often hear about when you talk about border issues in the Western Hemisphere is the Tri-Border Area in the south of South America. This is the intersection of Brazil, Argentina, and Paraguay. And unfortunately, it's a very great area, tourist destination with the Iguazu Falls. But unfortunately, we also tend to hear about the presence of an array of transnational criminal organizations. Among them is Hezbollah. So in the United States, and I think in the world, we recognize Hezbollah for many things. So they are a political party in Lebanon. They also have a media station in Lebanon. They're also recognized as a foreign terrorist organization by more than 60 countries throughout the world, including the United States since 1997, and as of 2019, at least 5 countries from Latin America. But Hezbollah is also looked at as a transnational criminal organization. In fact, in 2018, the Department of Justice published a list of what they considered to be at the time the top 5 transnational criminal organizations in the world. Now, some of the people that you would expect, some of the groups that you would expect were on that list, such as Mexican drug trafficking organizations, the infamous gang or super gang from El Salvador, MS-13, was also on that list. But Hezbollah also appeared on that list because Hezbollah, beyond their work in what they've done inside Lebanon and beyond their terrorist actions that they've done throughout the world, including in Latin America in the 1990s, they are also heavily involved in drug trafficking and money laundering. In fact, a colleague of mine in Washington had once called them the Federal Express or the Western Union for major drug trafficking cartels in Latin America, because they have a major banking network that extends throughout the world. When we go to the Tri-Border Area, what we see is a model that is being now replicated in other parts of the region. What you see is a model where you have 3 different cities with 3 different languages using 3 different currencies, but very in a tight geographic space. And what you see is the ability to use matching corporate registries. So you have corporate registries in one city, you set up another company in the other city, different jurisdiction, but has a matching corporate record. You see multiple nationalities, many times dual nationalities, the same individual with multiple passports, and you see a free trade zone. When you combine those 3 things, and none of those are bad in and of themselves, but when you combine those 3 things, they can be exploited by illicit actors. And this is how Hezbollah has been able to create a robust trade-based money laundering scheme out of the Tri-Border Area. That has now moved to other parts of Latin America, most notably Venezuela. That's a picture of a 2020 report I wrote for the Atlantic Council, another think tank in Washington, D.C., where we put forth data about how Hezbollah operates in Venezuela. Now, the kicker here is some of those individuals you see on the slide. So are they Hezbollah? Are they not Hezbollah? So this has been a big discussion inside the intelligence community. Unfortunately, Hezbollah does not carry business cards, so it's hard to know who exactly is a operative member of Hezbollah. But what we know is that they're prominent members of their communities, and they're individuals that are supporters or sympathetic to Hezbollah, meaning that's the term that we use now is Hezbollah support networks or Hezbollah sympathizers. And what we've seen is in Venezuela, they have essentially started to grab specific industries and get involved in robust trade-based money laundering. But there's an aspect of this that needs to be added, because the tri-border that we see among these 3 cities in South America is extending to Central America through here. The new Maritime Tri-Border, it's not a physical tri-border, it's a water tri-border, is between the city of Punto Fijo, Venezuela, Maicao, Colombia, and Colón, Panama. Now, my friend Michael Chen was here earlier today, and he told you that does not have to stay this way, and I agree with him. There's a lot of honest and hardworking businessmen, especially in the Lebanese communities in all 3 of these cities, especially in Colón, Panama. But Hezbollah has a tendency and a habit of penetrating Lebanese communities like any mafia has done in the past, like the Irish mob in its day, the Italian mafia, as you've seen in Sopranos, in the movies. Well, mafias tend to work through the diaspora. And what they have done is they have replicated the model that they use in the south of South America, in the Tri-Border Area, and taken it to a new tri-border, a maritime tri-border, with a distinct advantage. It still has the dual nationalities or multiple nationalities. It still has the 3 different currencies. So it has the ability to do exchange, manipulate currency exchange. But it has 2 added advantages. One is the obvious, it's on the water. But the second is it now has a hub in a dollarized country. And that, for money laundering purposes, and Selena could give a whole class on this, is a very advantageous for transnational organized crime.